Welcome, travelers. If you're new here, my name is Brenna. I am your trust is a must, clearly, DM, and welcome to Tales from the Catacombs. This is our tabletop RPG adventure that we are thrilled to share with you. This game uses the Dungeons&Dragons 5th edition D20 system and rules, and the setting is a homebrew based on the rock musical, or the rock album, Razia's Shadow by Forgive Durden. We have a brief introduction to the setting that you can read at your leisure, and I so hope you will, so you can be as immersed in the world as our players are. And one quick announcement that I just remembered I wanted to share with everyone. At the end of next month, if you are joining us live, December 19th will be our last session before a break. It's not the end, it's just before a short break from our main campaign, which is this game, Razia's Shadow. The channel itself will not be quiet, it will not be down, there will still be really exciting things happening, so make sure you are subscribed, make sure you catch it all, because we're going to have some guest DMs running games for us, which is getting lined up, and I'm super hyped about it. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you come back and support. I just needed a break, but that's standard. So yeah, we're gonna have some guests, it's gonna be a great time. Excellent. Without further ado, please enjoy this episode of Razia's Shadow, A 1,000-Year Interlude. Let's recap. Session 20, Silver Tongue. The novices assessed the damage to their belongings after their exit from that dark compound. They took a few hard losses, but had the opportunity to rest and recoup. A group of adventurers led by a Ste'yn man named Daffy offered assistance to escort the novices to Hazelford. Once in town, they found notices on the job and news boards from desperate individuals looking for an escort from Hazelford to their homes, as well as 5 pinned requests to watch for missing persons. Ste'yn recognized one, Baron Meyer, the leader of the bandits in Grati-Minot. Then they set out to find the caravan wagon of the Silver Cat, so Beau could deliver what remained of his associates' goods. Inside, they met a young mute elf named Abeni and the vivacious tabaxi caravan owner, Helena Fresca. She shared only half of the information that was arranged between her and Beau, since he came up short on his side of the deal. He learned the whereabouts of the renowned sorcerer Erdan Liadan and a few others. Only one name he requested led to a dead end. She also agreed to send a letter to Viola's mother, giving Viola a way of communicating with her after 5 years of silence. Ste'yn asked for information about the dark deity Mosine, and Snow requested any information she may come across involving rubies and the dark. Helena offered some of these first requests free for new friends. With this business concluded for now, it was on to the next task. Find the Ike A.
Well, we know where the Ike A is, right? So it's not so much as find it as much as is walking to it.
Don't you question my last-minute recap.
No, I was just thinking,
that was
sure.
this afternoon.
Shush,
Also,
I have work.
Beau has a sending spell to respond to, I'm pretty sure, too.
Yes, indeed. If he chooses to. He did receive a message that potentially is a little confusing for other reasons. But yes, you were given a sending message just as you were leaving the caravan that said something along the lines from Helena that her heart was moved by his friends. And here's an extra bit of information that the last place you were, one got away.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Did you want to respond to that?
Yes. Helena, what on earth did you do to me? I don't recall leaving your carriage. And then send.
She does not respond to the sending. And she does not leave the caravan.
That withholding lady.
You say that out loud.
No.
Mumbles it. As you are considering what you might want to do with that information, you guys step back out of the Silver Cat caravan, and you are back in the town square of Hazelford. And just like before, it is all in this preparation for the Harvest Lamps Festival, which is a renowned festival that takes place mainly Yerusha and Juventus and kind of those climbs. You see streamers are going up, people are pitching tents, merchants are beginning to populate the streets and the town squares. There's the warm smell of spiced drinks making everyone feel really grand. Just kind of on first glance around a couple of these merchants, you see one place where it's this very small wagon, and what really just stands out is that you see what looks like this small like oak tree. Imagine like a bonsai tree, but it's an oak tree. So it's like a smaller version that's like just smack there in the middle of the town square. And there's another cart a little bit more controlled in its display. It has little trinkets, like glass and metal that are catching the light in these beautiful ways. You also see what appears to be a stage being set up. You see a number of these kind of bigger, burlier men who are just kind of hammering away, creating this kind of stage. And you can see a banner that's on the ground laid out, like it's getting ready to be put up, that says the Soaring Songbirds. And you see this other sign over there that says, well, it's a little hard to see from where you are, but there's some other signage around there. But the town square is just kind of full of activity as you guys are leaving the Silver Cat caravan. What would you like to do?
Well, Beau's gonna, since she hasn't responded, he's just gonna address them. Where are we going?
Good
Ike
question.
A.
Where are we going?
We
Oh,
gotta
yeah,
go to
that
Ike
one.
A and for Gary's dad and give him a good review. He said they have like a comments box somewhere.
Right. And when did we leave
right.
the carriage?
Like
We just
2
stepped out of the
seconds
caravan.
ago.
The last thing I remember is you were writing a letter, Viola.
That was a little bit ago.
Well, you were writing a letter, and now I'm here.
So, are you alright, Beau?
I don't know. I thought maybe Helena did something, but she hasn't gotten back to me. Also, I don't know why she would, but that's where we were.
There were definitely conversations and things that took place after that.
Yeah, it's been
You
at
don't
least
remember it?
5 or 10 minutes.
No.
And Snow, look around. See if he sees anyone suspicious, like someone could be casting a spell on him or something.
Go ahead, roll perception for me.
This is what he does best, guys. That's actually probably the best I've ever rolled a perception.
He said the same thing last
19.
week. Wow.
It's gradually getting
Last week,
better and better.
His best last time was a 14. So you were looking for anyone who seemed suspicious?
Yes, anyone who might be targeting Beau with a spell.
Sure. You look around and you don't notice anyone that stands out to you as targeting you guys specifically. Any glances you might get was mainly just because of, who you're with, namely Ste'yn, who stands out like a sore thumb in general. And it would have been Ste'yn and Viola, except Viola looks much more like the common folk at this point. So good
Right.
call. But none of the looks seem malicious to you.
Do we want to get somewhere private and we can do some divination? She can detect, I could identify,
Do you...
Might be
see
a
if
good
something
idea.
is acting on you.
All right.
Do we know where somewhere private?
Well,
would
do we
be?
want to get a room? Like,
We could
order
find an
one?
inn.
Here this long?
Well, I imagine we're going to be here at least a night.
All right, sure. Let's get a room.
Do
Yeah.
we
Look around
see
for
an
a
inn
tavern or
or
an
tavern?
There is the tavern.
Look for a
slash
tavern.
inn. You can find it. There is a tavern slash inn that you guys do know of here in
Oh, yeah.
town. Ste'yn had gotten a 30 on that last perception roll of just like, where are we going? I feel like I shouldn't make that
the
last
entire
forever.
town map memorized.
You give
Well,
me
I guess
another
it just
perception
depends on
check.
how big of the
Another
town it
perception
is.
check?
Because
It's
I
a
mean,
decently sized town.
oh,
She even knows where everyone in this town lives, even if she's never met them.
26.
I saw your mailbox.
Sure. You know about the inn tavern that you guys had been before, which is called the Stout Watchman. And you know about, you had seen a few smaller, less pristine little inns that seem to be more divey. Like, oh, I just need a place to lay my head tonight. And then I'm heading out immediately anyway. So it's definitely going to vary the cost of a room. But yeah, there's a couple places you guys could go.
So we'll start leading them to the Stout Watchman.
You guys make your way. It's more towards the eastern side of the town. You kind of go back down this main road, turns, and off you go. When you arrive, again, you see that there are people outside who are decorating in all of these beautiful autumny colors, the oranges and yellows and reds. They're warm and comforting. A lot of like twiny kind of aesthetic going on. Glitter in places that you know is never coming out. Like they're gonna be stuck with that for a while. But it's a celebration and you do it anyway. When you get in, it's not like insanely busy. There's a kind of steady flow of people coming in and out. It's still early
Late
evening by
afternoon?
this point. Late afternoon, early evening. So it's not quite like a dinner rush time, but you're well past lunch. But there is the tavern area, and there's another side where there's some other people who are helping folks with traveling gear. It looks like they're checking in or getting rooms and such.
We'll go to that side and see about getting a couple rooms.
As they walk in, Viola's gonna look at Ste'yn and be like, are you gonna actually sleep inside the room if we get a room? Because if half you guys are gonna sleep outside anyways, we might as well cut costs somewhere. Just so we know how many rooms we need when we walk up. Because I for sure would like a bed to sleep in. But I know Ste'yn enjoys sleeping with dead people, so...
I'm sure people died on here.
There you go.
We'll probably stay in here tonight.
What a pleasant thought.
I mean, death is all around us always. It's inescapable.
Just like spiders.
What a pleasant thought.
Indeed. It's comforting.
So glad I found companions who are always so cheerful and optimistic.
Yeah,
That's
so
sarcasm, isn't it?
Yes.
Alright, so 2 rooms if they both have 2 beds? Is that what we're thinking?
Unless you want to get your own private room.
No,
Yes, I
I mean,
think 2 rooms would suffice.
alright. We should try and haggle them down.
And the person in front of you who had been talking to a kindly looking gentleman with a nice beard and kind of a stout build, short cropped hair, seems like could probably use a little more time outside than just stuffed up in this inn/tavern. He lets that person walk off, leans forward on the table and greets the 4 of you. Welcome! How can I help you today?
Hello, my name's Snow.
Good to meet you. Good to meet you. I'm Bennett. How are you?
Bennett. Excellent to meet you. We are hoping to get a room at your fine establishment. Or 2 rooms.
Well, how many beds are in your room? Per room. How many beds?
It's variable. Not everyone needs however many, but maximum capacity comfortably tends to be 3. But
Ooh.
like I said,
Okay.
maximum capacity.
Well, that becomes an
For a
odd
room.
number for us.
I can sleep outside.
We can
could
we can have
all
it as
sleep
just
in the same
2
room.
or 1 if you want 4 rooms, or 2 and 2, men and women.
Do you have any of those rooms where it's like there's a door between the 2 of them? So they're basically one big room if you want.
Let's see if Hazelford is cool enough for that.
How big of an establishment is it?
It's a nice one. They definitely like when you're
It's gonna be
inside.
expensive.
When you're inside, you can see that they definitely
It's got
take
25 silver
care-
pieces.
They take care of their stuff. Not all the locals look as put together, but all the people who work there look very nicely put together. The walls are covered in these nice tapestries and some portraits. The glasses are clean. It's definitely a nice establishment. They pride themselves. Beau, high or low?
Can I say middle?
Can't do that.
I'm gonna say
I have a
low.
D6. Okay. Bennett he reaches down below the counter, and he looks like his arm is moving like he might be flipping through something, kind of lets his finger scroll down a little page, closes it, looks back up at you guys. I have one of those.
Oh wow, I finally got one of those things. I've never been successful at a high or low.
We don't have a lot of them, but we have had a number of occasions come up where it has been requested, and we figured at some point we're gonna have to accommodate our guests. So you happened across the one we've got.
Is
Good
it
timing,
installed
though,
in the
'cause with
basement by chance?
that I'm afraid not.
That's
I
fine.
hope you
I was
enjoy
just curious.
sunshine.
Mhm.
That's all right with us.
Yeah, it's better you
how
ask
much for
now then, because once the festival starts, there's no
For
way.
sure.
No way at all.
I'm-
For the adjoining room, it's going to be 3 gold a night.
Perfect.
So,
Staying, I'll check out
well,
a little bit.
what about a little bit of like pre-event pricing? I'm sure you don't get too many people coming around right now. You're about to have a landfall of cash coming in. Come
You
on.
can give me a persuasion check, please.
Yes. That's a dirty 20.
He looks at you for a moment, his eyebrow kind of raised. Honestly, people are trying to get places immediately so they can be situated before the festival. But what were you thinking if not 3?
What about 2 gold a night?
Hold his hand out to shake.
Does he make that sound? When he
Give me
shakes his hand?
Everyone give me a perception check. Give me an insight check.
Wait, do I?
insight?
Wait,
Everyone, give me an insight check.
okay.
As Bennett shakes Beau's hand.
Which Beau reached out his left hand. I got a 14.
18.
8.
11.
Okay. Viola, you're perhaps observing just either excited just to get the room or observing the beautiful things going on in the tavern. The rest of you, when their hands are shaking, when they meet, and Beau is clearly perturbed by this, but not more than Bennett as he shakes his hand, and he seems like the kind of man who is absolutely disgusted by a weak handshake, and he's just like, okay, and he waits the appropriate amount of time before letting go, and then he kind of holds a little ledger out, or he takes a little ledger out. What name am I putting this room under?
Well, quick question. Is breakfast included in that also?
Not generally, but for an additional 6 silver, you get, we'll have something ready for you at the structured hours.
Oh, so like breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, for the 6. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful, we'll do that.
It's 1 plate
cover
each
the-
if that's, it's not like go for seconds. If you want the buffet
Sure.
option, that would be just 1 additional gold. And then we'd be right back at the 3.
I think we'll
I'll
stick
cover
with it.
I'll cover the 6 silver.
And I got the gold. Ste'yn will take out 2 gold and pass it over.
I got the savings.
And you can put the room under Ste'yn.
Ste'yn. Spell it for me, miss.
S-T-E-Y S-T-E-Y-N, if I can remember how to spell her own name.
Beautiful. He jots that down quickly, gives it a quick, sure it's all nice and dry, puts it beneath his little desk. No, can you give me a quick perception check, please?
5.
So the room is
Thank
yours. He hands you he only has the 2 keys that he kind of just holds out. He's got keys to a room.
Thank you.
He points you towards a staircase that leads you to an upper floor. And you can see when you look up, the next floor up would be this kind of balconied, this like balcony floor. Actually, I guess all 1, 2, 3 going up. Yeah, there's like the center cutout that looks down onto the festivities down in the tavern. So it's like this balcony kind of thing going on with these rooms. But your room is up on the 2nd floor.
We go up. Once we get in our rooms, we gather up so that we can cast in private.
Okay. You're just going into one of the rooms. Well, it's adjoining rooms. Congratulations. You got the one adjoining room in the whole place. And you know what?
Heck yeah.
He said, I hope you like sunlight. And when you look out the window, it looks back out like towards the town square, and you can see like a few stray like kites going around in these beautiful autumnal colors with these like
They
feathers
adjust
hanging
curtains.
about.
Yeah, I was about to say Beau shuts the curtains, but we'll make a note. This would be great for like watching somebody, like if you needed to monitor.
It would have been great for watching the kites until y'all closed the
Well-
curtains, but that's fine.
We can open them again after we start figuring out if there's something going on with Beau.
Right,
How
right.
long is this gonna take?
10 minutes.
Wait,
Yeah.
what? Don't you have like
Okay,
a quick
that's
way
not
of doing that instead of
It's been a long day.
holding me for 10 minutes?
Do you guys want
Oh.
drinks? I can go down and get drinks while you're doing that.
Excellent idea.
Viola
guys
will
want
head back
strong.
down to the bar and acquire drinks while they're doing that.
Did you guys know Ste'yn was a lush? I didn't know.
There's a
Okay.
lot you don't know about her.
I can't wait to find out. I have more theories to
Ste'yn
make.
just has a bunch
you
of
know,
those
you
like
know.
little vodka bottles lining the inside of her armor.
I am for it. I want that fan fiction. So, you guys begin casting ritually. What are we casting again? Detect magic?
Detect
The-
magic.
The duo?
Mhm.
The tag
I'm
team?
casting identify. We'll know
Excellent.
everything there is to know about
So
if
how?
there was something to know about.
So like what? Is each person taking one of his hands or something? How is this
Ste'yn doesn't
working?
have to touch him.
Oh, okay. It's
She
just
just sort of sits
just
down
how
and-
that
No,
needs to-
does.
Gotta taste.
Only if you find something.
So someone
So-
walks in, Beau and Snow are holding hands, and Ste'yn's just off to the side watching.
Ste'yn just like
Not
has her
holding
hands
his
up into the
hand.
heavens.
Well,
It's like,
No,
Atala,
I-
if you don't do this right now. Okay,
Beau, do you
so
wanna have a seat?
on like the bend, or is there like a desk with
I
a
don't
chair?
care. Anywhere.
there is a desk.
Okay, I'll move
There's
the
a-
chair,
there's a chair,
to like
yeah.
the center of the room to make it convenient for everyone.
We like light some candles in a circle around him and burn some incense. And
Snow sneezes from the incense.
Snow
It's fine.
allergic to incense. Got it. Snow
No,
allergic
he's not
to
allergic to it. He just doesn't like the particular scent that she uses. It's different than the one he's used to.
What was the scent of it?
it's a little
Yeah,
bit
Catherine.
like sage and mint. So I'm sort of musty and bright at the same time.
Weird.
Mhm.
Well, that's certainly a flavor option, isn't it?
We
Not
gotta
the
have our
best one,
flavor.
but it's fine. So if Beau is sitting in a chair, Snow sits down on the floor next to the chair and just puts like his elbow on Beau's leg, and his other hand just goes into his vest pocket where he keeps the pearl that he uses to cast this with, and he just starts humming quietly to himself for 10 minutes. It does not detect just magic in general, but it is specific to a spell.
A spell. Okay.
So if you're thinking there's a magic but it doesn't have a name, it doesn't count for this.
Lovely. Let's hop over to Viola real quick. This is like both my worst nightmare and also like a dream come true. Like for a second I was about to be like, let's go.
It's tea time.
Alcohol, not tea.
Hot toddies are a thing.
True.
Fair.
So Viola, you head downstairs. There's a lovely young lady tending bar. She looks a little bit, not flustered, just occupied, but also always has a smile on her face when she is out there in front of people, and all you see is her moving about. You come up to the bar, and in just a minute, she's over by you and says, "What can I get for you, love?"
I need one something strong. I need 2 ales and 1 something not so strong.
All right, not a problem. We got some specials, some drink specials tonight. Well, all throughout the Harvest Lamps Festival. We've got a yellow ribbon ale. That's 9 copper pieces. We've got some of my favorite, the cinnamon harvest, a cinnamon mead. That's 8 copper, and then we've got you said something strong.
Yes.
Ooh, all right. We've got the lamplighter, which is a spicy kind of peppery whiskey. That's 2 silver pieces. Those suit your fancy?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Wonderful. So you said 1 ale, you needed 1 something strong. No, 2 ales. 1 something strong, 1 something less strong. Beautiful. So she moves back, comes back shortly. She has 2 of these, the yellow ribbon ale in these lovely little steins. They actually have like the wood burning carving of like the emblem of the stout watchman, which is like this, one of those pointed shields and a big S in the middle, kind of like Superman. She's got 2 of those for you. And then she gets you 2 smaller glasses. One has this kind of auburny colored whiskey in it that she slides over, and then a regular glass that has the mead in it. It is still a little strong, but it's more sweet than it is strong. It's 18 copper for the 2 ales, 2 silver for the lamplighter, 8 copper for the mead.
Okay. Thank
Mark
you
that
so
off.
much. I have a feeling I will probably be down here again with my friends, so I will probably see you again. Did you say what your name was?
She goes by Shelly.
So what's her
Very.
actual name if she just goes by that name?
That doesn't matter.
You haven't seen her birth certificate.
You're not my dad.
Well, thank you very much, Shelly. My name's Viola. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Absolutely, Viola. And if you come on back later tonight, I know it's not quite festival time yet, but we have a lot of fun people who come through and they play some fun bar games and such. And you're welcome to join.
Ooh, very exciting. I will definitely
Yeah.
come back down for that.
Excellent.
Viola will turn around and head back up to their room with their drinks.
All right, you head back up. So, identify on Beau
Detect magic, I believe, is also being done.
and detect magic. Ah, gotcha. Okay,
We have so much magic in this room now.
there's a lot
Just
happening.
so many items and just.
There is. In
All our
fact,
things.
can you, Ste'yn, give me a wisdom check? Just keeping your mind kind of in order with trying to pinpoint over other magics happening.
Blinded by no.
I'm picturing like when a game is loading too many things in at once and it's just can't keep up.
Well,
Having trouble rendering.
Yeah, exactly.
How much?
a 6.
Girl.
Wait,
She rolled a
Damn.
2.
Ste'yn
Oh.
coming through. Ste'yn
that's like your
coming
modifier is
through.
like a 4 or something.
Yeah.
Cool. So, yeah, there's a lot of magic. You can't, not everything gets outlined, so it's not like you can't cast at all, but you're bombarded with a number of types of magic. The only thing, because you're looking at Beau, they already know about your tattoo. Is that visible?
We've all seen it.
Yeah. I mean, right now it's probably like some kind of vine design on his arm.
Okay, so that much will kind of light up because it is visible to you, and you can kind of pinpoint that one, which the type of magic is escaping me for that one, but
That one's illusion.
illusion.
Yeah.
I know my magics. I was ready for everything. No, yes.
Doing great.
So so you see that illusory tattoo that he has, but a number of other magics are happening in the room. So unless you can kind of get a pinpoint on that, it'll be a little tricky to get more. Identify. Again, you can see that the tattoo is the prominent kind of feature there, which is just a matter of casting something akin to, if not exactly, disguise
Disguise self.
or disguise self. Yeah, that's the only kind of like thing acting on him, which does not seem to fit any kind of like, oh, now I don't remember a portion of time.
Did you disguise your memory?
No.
That's
I'm
Can one
joking. I
disguise
have
them?
that spell. That's not how it works. I don't know. Sorry. Did you drink anything? No.
No.
Viola drank something. Beats me.
Is there anything else strange going on? Have you been feeling weird? Is there any sorts of, I don't know, dreams or influences we should
voices?
know about?
I've not heard voices. I've
Recently?
felt fine. Yeah. I don't think. I can't think of anything.
It is hard to think of things when you're specifically unable to be thinking of the thing that you're trying to think of.
Very eloquent.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've not had this happen before.
Maybe you're just
Wait.
getting old.
Could it be something with the
No.
ruby snow has?
What, Ruby?
You pulled it out not long after you would have started not remembering.
Well, then I don't remember it.
No. Sorry.
Oh, that's true. Could be.
Hmm.
I mean, I identified it and it didn't. I didn't discover anything that would be memory loss inducing. It's just.
I haven't
you know,
even
the
seen it.
same Abjuration.
Can it really
I mean-
affect somebody from such a range?
Well, I held it up in front of everyone. I showed it to Helena. So,
Mhm.
Oh.
yep.
Wouldn't my memory have swiped if it was caused by that when I saw it? Like, oh, did you immediately take that out when Viola went to write a letter? Or
Not immediately. No. No, it was a little while. Well, Viola was writing for a while. It was probably like 10 minutes at least. Because Ste'yn talked to her, and then I talked to her.
stay and talk to her.
I did. She's gonna look for some information for me.
Oh yeah, what was that about, by the way?
I asked her to look at to find information about Mosine.
That's me not remembering any of that.
Snow
Even though I
and
reread the
Beau.
notes this morning.
Snow and Beau, please roll me a charisma saving throw.
Ste'yn notice anything different happening with them?
Oh, it's charisma?
Charisma, please. Saving throw.
It's a 10.
13.
Where's Viola with
Uh,
those drinks? It's been like 11 minutes.
Viola returns with some drinks.
I thought she was already back.
Viola will hand Snow his whiskey first and say, this is some
Ooh.
sort of, she called it a something whiskey, and I remember her saying the word peppered. So there you go. And then she'll hand the 2 ales to Snow. She's like, I'm assuming they're small enough somewhere that she could hold them between her fingers, the 2 of them.
They have the little handles. You'd be able to like.
Okay, so she'll hold them both out to Ste'yn and Beau and say, these are yellow ribbon ales, and I have a cinnamon mead.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I have lapsing memories. I don't think the first thing I'm going to do is drink.
Oh,
Who
Ste'yn,
knows? Maybe it'll fix it.
I think I'll be good, but thank you.
Just sip it, Beau. It'll be fine.
The lamplighter, the pepper whiskey is about a shot.
Is it it's
That's
a shot?
what it
Okay.
was.
Shot. Did you kick
Sounds
it
it.
back? Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Is it good?
It burns. It burns like good burn. And it's like an unexpected mix of that kind of a woody kind of flavor with this like these little bursts of like a little smoky pepper flake kind of sensation, you know? Like
That sounds good.
That's fun.
Also, the
Now what?
barkeeper's name downstairs is Shelly. She's very nice. She said that there's going to be a lot of people going ahead and coming in early for the festival, that there will probably be some bar games tonight, so that we should come back down later.
I love games.
Did you guys find anything out about Beau's memory loss situation?
No.
Nope.
No. Once again, the lack of knowledge says a lot.
Yeah, that tracks. That seems
Oh.
pretty. I've heard this before.
Well, what's
Saying,
the plan with
what
that?
did we learn from the lack of knowledge?
And it's
Last
not something
time-
we can detect. It's not
I was gonna
something that
say-
we can immediately act on. That's something to just be aware of.
So it's not a
You're my
problem.
little friend.
All right, cool.
Yeah, your little friend.
Wait, can you check and see if the little friend is here?
Got 1 spell slot left. I could do that.
Can you cast that ritually?
No, that's not a ritual.
Rip.
Viola crosses her fingers and like looks at Ste'yn very worriedly.
the final
Ste'yn.
spell slot.
Will cast Detect Evil and Good. So if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of her, she will know, as well as where the creature is located. Similarly, if there is a place that's been magically consecrated or desecrated, she will know. This penetrates most barriers that's blocked by a foot of stone, an inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
There's an
An
archfiend
partridge in a pear
downstairs right
tree.
now. It was
Shelly,
Shelly.
no.
But there's 4 feet of wood, so we can't see it.
And it lasts for up to 10 minutes.
Up to 10 minutes. Yeah, at least not from your room. You don't detect anything.
You should
So
go look
let's-
over the balcony and see if there's anything downstairs.
Would it make you feel better if I did so?
Hmm.
I mean, you
Just
might as
in
well
case.
leave it up.
my bed for monsters.
Ste'yn will go take a stroll around the premises for the next few minutes.
Yeah, you start making some rounds. Go around the balcony area, go down a floor, go around.
If she's parading around doing a whole patrol, Snow's gonna follow behind her playing his pan flute.
Did you just give her theme music?
Yeah.
Bum 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 bum. Give me a performance check.
You can see Ste'yn's shoulders tensing as he's doing this.
I love everything about it.
Natural 1.
Oh, that's. Oh, no.
No.
Y'all know what I roll for performance. This is on you. Do
Give me a performance check.
I have advantage from anything? Literally what he does, but that is an 8.
Oh, no.
I will allow either an arcana for the magic or a performance check for like just how entertaining it all is. Which one are you doing?
Well, they're both the same amount, so
Excellent.
performance. That is a natural 1.
No, the children!
Snow is good at what he does according to his backstory only.
It was a different
In
time.
word alone.
Maybe it's y'all. Y'all throw him off.
We aren't giving him the positive vibes.
Ste'yn just glares at him so hard that he gets intimidated and can't play.
He's playing as Snow does. It's just that as he's playing behind Ste'yn, there also is someone else who is set up downstairs preparing to play. And after the first 2 minutes, when they realize Snow's not going to stop, you just hear this grouchy voice saying, "Shut up there! I got a job to do!"
Also, Snow is not focused on anything around him, and he keeps bumping into Ste'yn as he's walking behind her.
Every time she thinks she detects something, it's just Snow's feet on her ankles.
So far
For
she
about
hasn't
5 minutes
detected
of this,
anything.
she will turn around, put her hands on Snow's shoulders, and just move him back a step.
Excellent. But in your patrol, you do not detect any fiends, aberrations, undead, etc., etc. So again, good things, right?
We love not finding anything.
What a good use of a spell slot. The last
Yay!
spell slot.
You know, it makes Viola sleep better tonight. Maybe it's worth it.
It's true, it's true.
Go back up to the room.
You know, it's only been a few minutes. It's still early evening. Y'all have your drinks if you want to take some time to just relax. You'd be welcome to another short rest at the very least. But what are you guys up to then?
Do we
What
want
is-
to go to Ike A today or tomorrow?
Sure. Let's get it out of the way. This time.
Alright,
There's some.
and then as far as the packages and all that, are we just saying that we've figured it out and we're good on that?
Oh yeah, weren't we gonna tell someone where they were?
Who would we? I guess we could talk to the Peace Watch here.
We can
We can
ask them
stop
about
their
that
offices.
guy too. They're the leader of these fiendy guys that we found or that we interrogated. Well,
Oh,
you
the
guys
bandit one?
interrogated.
Yeah, we can try and collect something on that.
All right.
I mean, he had a poster up. Somebody
Even though
wants
we
him.
don't have him.
Ste'yn takes the poster that she took down from the board off and holds it up. This guy, what was his name? I have his name somewhere.
When did you take that?
Aaron Meyer.
It was on the job board when we walked into town. We had a
I can't tell if it's Snow or Josh at this point.
Inspiration for Josh and for David. They know why.
You don't remember that?
My mind was elsewhere.
Was it elsewhere or forgetting? Because if we have two guys that have memory problems, that's an issue.
I'm
Because
sure
that's
it's
like half
fine.
of us.
Well,
I mean,
what
to
else
my
do you
knowledge,
remember
there's
about
not
the
some
day?
kind of elf disease that causes memory loss. So I don't think it
I'm
could
only
be at
half
least
the
that.
So I should only have half the disease.
Well, like I said, I have not heard of one.
What did you ask, Ste'yn?
What else do you remember about?
The
Do you
day?
remember? Yes, it's been a long day, I know. But do you remember your lion?
Yes, of course. He was great.
Okay.
Love James. Good old James.
You remember arriving in Hazelford?
I know we did. Because we're here.
So I don't understand. Do you or do you not remember these things?
Remembering something and knowing something to be true are two different things. You can be told something and not remember it happened.
Do you black out often?
Beau, do you black out
No.
often?
No, but I noticed it immediately.
I was deep in thoughts. All right, it's been a long day, like we said. So I don't know. I don't really. No, I mean I don't distinctly remember, but I mean nothing happened to remember. We just got here. I'm sure it's fine.
Maybe we should find the temple and see if we can get some assistance.
Do they have a
Have
temple
they
here?
ever assisted with anything?
I'm sure there's some sort of space for those who are dedicated to the gods here. It might not be grand like Sacred's Keep, but there's usually...
Yeah, there might be a
Somewhere
hut
small.
somewhere.
We could ask Shelly.
Would Ste'yn know?
Give me an intelligence history check, please.
Cool.
She probably slept in a cemetery last time she was here. So there's a temple attached.
That's 16.
You know that just the culture of Yerusha, they don't put the gods very high on their hierarchy of needs. There very well could be some roaming healers, acolytes, someone who is dedicated to a god, but there also may not be something specific. You have been to Hazelford before. You recall it being one of those places where it's more like people kind of come and go. Maybe because the festival is coming up, maybe during the festival, they might have a more situated healing area, but it's kind of more loosey-goosey here.
No, you're right. This is one of those places where they don't give much attention to the gods.
One good
We'll
thing
have
about
to ask.
Eurisha.
Yes. They don't
I
understand the
think it's
power.
fine.
When we get back to Gretia Minnow, we can maybe talk to someone there.
So off to Ike A, or should we visit the local Peace Watch first?
Which one's closer?
Ste'yn.
Beau's gonna
What's
look
the
out the
distance
window
to the
and see if he
It's-
sees anything.
It's 6 to 1, half a dozen of the other.
We could just ask
To Ike.
Shelly downstairs.
Is Shelly like our tour guide?
I don't know, but she's the only person I know here, so...
Look, I saw the IK when we were walking. We
Hey,
can
you
at least
know
go
us.
there.
Sweet, let's
Well, okay, that's from here. That, like, knows things here.
I saw the IK when we were walking. We can just go that way.
Right.
Okay,
And
let's
we'll
just
be able
go.
to meet
We're
more
just
people
popping
there.
in, right? And then leaving?
Well, we have to look around if we're gonna go in. What's the
Well-
point of going in a store if you're not gonna shop around a little bit?
What's the point of buying something if we have no carriage or horse?
I'm not gonna buy anything. You can just look.
What?
It's fun.
All
it's
right,
like
let's-
pretend shopping.
Snow starts walking.
Oh, here we go again.
He doesn't
As
even
they
know what
walk-
direction it's in. He just hopes
Viola
that
will
Ste'yn will
start
direct.
following him, and as they walk, she's just gonna talk about all the joys of window shopping and why it's fun and how it's fun to just pretend like you're buying things even though you're not.
Ste'yn reaches over and grabs Snow by the collar and puts him in the right direction.
I knew that. Just keeping you on your toes.
I'm always on my toes.
We love staying.
He looks over and just pats her on the shoulder.
So you guys make your way out of the Stout Watchman, and Ste'yn is easily able to direct you down the path that she otherwise had seen before. Give me a quick perception check as you guys are heading away.
Natural 20.
22.
Perception.
29.
I think I got a 7.
Wait, is Nat 20 now your best perception?
Yeah, it's not getting better, so.
Wonderful.
It's all downhill from here.
Yeah, once Ste'yn had to grab you and put you back in track, you were like, well, no more of that. Also, she didn't appreciate my music earlier. Also, that other guy didn't appreciate it. Rude. So you're now like hyper vigilant. Everyone except Beau. As you guys are leaving, you do see that even outside on the grounds of the Stout Watchman, people are setting up these fun, like, this like kind of maypole looking thing. You can see other little, not wagon, little setups, counters and such, where people may be selling wares or giving things away, whatever the case may be. All very festive. But just behind it, no, you can see, well, you guys all see that there is some kind of further back in this kind of cleared area. You see a sort of makeshift looking fence that also has decor on it, and you kind of get the sense of a lot of people kind of in that area. Snow, you can immediately tell that this is not standard, whatever that is. You see people kind of just beyond the like further back from the fence, and you can make out what appears to be a lot of tents, a lot of like camping gear, small fires set up, like makeshift kind of roasting spits and things like that. And the people are kind of like huddled together, talking amongst themselves. You also see this little girl who's apart from that group, who kind of sees you guys as you're walking. And then she starts taking these hurried steps towards you. You seem to be the only one who notices her as she comes running up to your little group. She's hugging a little bag very close to her as she comes running up, and you hear her small voice, "Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me."
When you say you hear, does that include Beau with his 7? Like, does he hear her?
No, you're
Okay.
super focused on where you're going.
Okay.
how little of a girl is she?
Probably not much older than a Benny, honestly. So like 10, 11.
Snow will kneel down. Hello.
Hi. Are you guys adventurers?
We absolutely are.
Are you really?
Of course. Look at these people.
She, at her like,
Points
less than 5
over at
feet-
like Ste'yn's massive armor.
Is anyone
form.
stopping Beau from walking off?
That's what I was gonna
Yes.
say.
If Ste'yn notices
Viola
Beau
does
walking
this.
off, she will nicely reach and grab him by the clothes and pull him back.
Ugh.
She's just grabbing
Child.
everyone today.
Look, she's tired.
When did the child get here?
And she'll kneel down to be more at child's height and pull down her mask to be more friendly.
He said you guys are adventurers.
He's right. That's what we do.
Does that mean
Well-
you killed? Does that mean you killed the goblins?
Why, yes.
You did?
Have y'all had problems with them?
And she kind of, like, her smile kind of drops a little bit, and she looks down, and she's kind of picking at the pull cord on her little pouch. Yes, they got in the way, and they stopped our wagon, and now we can't get home. So now we have to stay over there. And she points back at that gathering behind the fence.
Well, I'm sure you'd want to stay for the festival at least anyway, right?
We always do festival stuff at home.
Where's home?
She kind of looks back, and I don't know the way from here.
Better question, where are your parents?
She points back at the little refugee area, little fence.
Oh,
She says, there's a lot of people over there with us.
do kids just frequently run around and unattended? Unaccompanied minors about?
Sometimes. Hush. Well, I have a suspicious feeling that you won't have to worry about those goblins for too much longer. And you know why?
Because you killed them.
Because we're adventurers.
That's so cool. I want my big brother and my big sister to be adventurers.
What about you? What do you want to be?
I don't know.
Actually,
Well,
child.
There's a lot of options.
And she kind of starts pulling at her hair. She has this kind of dark, like, it's almost like a magenta tone in her hair as she's kind of like pulling on it a little bit and then realizing she kind of can't do both and hold the pouch and pull her hair. So she stops and then she starts pulling on the pull cord again. Were you saying, Beau?
Since you look at us and you think adventurers, what name would you think that we go by?
What
Think hard.
about... Okay, you could be the...
Clock's ticking.
Oh,
Push.
what
Take
about...
for a moment.
What about,
Yeah.
the tower people? Because they're big.
They are, aren't they?
What?
Yeah, because they're so big, and you guys are people. So they're your towers.
Oh, so you're not talking
You
about
are
people on
very clever.
towers. You're calling us towering people.
Well, if she... And she's pointing at you, Ste'yn. If she picked you up, then you'd be on the tower. But then she'd have to make sure you stayed safe. So what my mom will do with my baby sister, she has this cloth, and she'll just wrap it around her. And then she can hold my baby sister. Always right on her. There's this little
Like a
papoose.
papoose.
Viola, what I'm thinking is, if we go out on a mission, maybe we get Lear to also come with us, because she could be like our traveling cook. And I mean, she's a little bit, she might fall behind, but we can make like a little papoose, and we could attach her to Ste'yn. And then,
A what?
like a little, like carrier, you know. Like get some
Like
cloth.
a baby carrier?
Yeah, there you go.
We could just like walk at a pace that's okay for her, or like
mean-
get horses or something, or
Oh, I didn't think about horses.
yeah, baby carrier was your first thought, really?
Who needs a baby carrier?
Huh? Well, I'm just thinking
According to Beau, Lier needs a baby carrier.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's very smart. Your mother sounds like a very wise woman.
You could be the papoose gooses.
Viola is very audibly laughing.
All right, we'll
Those are-
put
those are
a
great names.
pin on those names.
What was your name?
Me?
Yes.
My name is Vivia.
Vivia?
A beautiful
Vivia,
name.
it is delightful to meet you. That is a beautiful name.
Who are you guys?
I'm Snow. Like my hair.
I'm Viola.
I'm Ste'yn.
Oh, I'm Beau.
Hi. Thank you for killing the goblins.
It is our pleasure.
You guys should come see us when we get home. Unless you guys can take us home, but we don't.
Where
have
is your
any-
home? You might not know which way, but do you know what town or what place?
Yes.
Escort mission.
I live in Cadence. It's further south from here. It's a little far, so we can't just go. But we don't have enough money, and nobody wants to take anybody right
Do you
now.
have a wagon and horse?
Not anymore.
Oh, they took both?
It got all messed up.
Goblins are pretty nasty
Oh.
creatures.
Yeah, like, what, they slashed its head or something?
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry.
don't listen to him. He's
I
just-
meant that they patted it
really
very
dark and intense.
hard on the head and then moved on.
Yeah.
It's alright, don't think about that. These things happen, but if you want to know a secret, I will tell you everything always has a way of working out. How the world works.
So we'll get to go home in time for the Harvest Lamps Festival?
Certainly hope so, and you can always have hope.
But what if we don't get home? Does that mean it didn't work out?
Well,
Sometimes that's just a little hill that you have to cross over, but once you get to the top of the hill, it's hard getting up, right? It's hard because you have to slog all your way up. But once you get to the top, then you can see a great view that you were not able to before. And so that's why that sometimes, even when we think that things aren't working out, we get a little surprise because maybe things were better this way.
though at the top of the hill, you could also end up falling really quickly down.
Or you
Like
can
rolling?
be a pessimist like this guy.
Oh, rolling is fun.
Yes,
Rolling is
rolling. On the upside, though, odds are if you don't make it, you won't have time to worry about it.
I don't make it where?
Don't worry about him.
Don't worry about it. The
Because I
point
didn't make
is, the point is,
How much do
every
your
cloud
parents
has a
have?
silver lining.
Like, is your parents planning on paying someone to get them home?
We can't afford it.
And see, that will work out as well. I promise.
I think so. I think so. Okay, well, cool. Thanks. And thank you for killing the goblins. And if you go to Cadence and then you see us and then you said hello, then I would say hello. Because now I know you.
We will have to do that then.
She goes into her little pouch and she pulls something out and she holds her hand out to you, Beau.
Wait, what is she handing him?
She's just holding her fist out like she's holding something.
I would tap it.
She looks at her hand, then she opens it, and it's a little button to a dress, and it is in the shape of a rose. And it looks like there are parts of it that it's otherwise pink, but there are parts of it that look like it was damaged in some way. So there are little parts of it that have little black splotches on it.
What is it?
That is a great gift. Are you sure you want to give it to this guy?
He killed the goblins.
That's
heard-
true, you earned it.
Here, take it. I guess.
I have a sew too. I can sew that on if you want.
He would
You
love
can
that.
sew?
Yes.
That's so cool.
I helped sew the papoose for my little sister.
I bet you did.
Okay, thanks. And then she skips off back towards the fence. Behind all this happening in that clearing behind the Stout Watchman Tavern Inn.
Real talk. Those other adventurers that we met, they said they killed the goblins, right?
No, they didn't technically kill them all. They have plans to, but we did kill some goblins.
And tied up a few others.
Gave
And
them
hopefully-
concussions.
We messed up that domain enough that they can't use it anymore. Or got rid of whoever was actually running it.
Hope so.
Are you about to suggest that we help out their parents for nothing?
Well, if we're already heading
It
that
wouldn't
way,
be for
we
nothing.
have to go south to get home.
Exactly. Where's
Ste'yn,
Cadence?
what is your thoughts?
Cadence is a little bit to the east of Gratimino.
Might not be that
Maybe
big
a
of
little
a
bit of
detour.
way.
Should be fine. I say let's do it. When we go back anyway.
Once we figure out how we're getting back.
Well, yeah.
Walking?
You want to
Well,
walk that entire
Might
distance.
be able to commandeer a ride some way
Walk across the
somehow.
continent, it's fine.
I'm not saying
Won't
that.
die.
I meant mainly with a gaggle of children.
Not a gaggle, that would be geese.
I know
but
the terms.
I'm sure they have means themselves. If not, we'll get a cart.
They just said
Sure
they
we
don't have
can-
a cart or a horse.
Well, we can just get one then.
We'll
It'll be
figure
fine.
something out.
You worry too much.
Maybe there's one at IK. Flat pack cart.
You think they sell horses?
I also don't know.
Well, we're going that way, so we can find out.
How about we at least see if the parents can afford to get like a horse or a carriage, and then that's their way of contributing.
We'll figure it out eventually.
So you make your way to IK?
Yep.
All right. And off you continue your journey. So it does not take you too long. And I don't know that you guys are running. It's getting a little bit later. It's getting towards early evening. When you follow this path, so the first thing you spot along this path, where it's starting to become much more of these kind of standing shops. At the end of this lane, well, one part of this lane, you do see one larger structure, the very familiar W in common, as you guys pass by the famed Walmart. And you do see standing out front there this little gnomish fellow who's just kind of waving at everyone who's coming by, kind of looks up at the sky as if
greeters.
checking the time, waving, waves at you guys.
As soon as Viola sees it, she's gonna go, Walmart, I'm gonna run inside real quick and I will be right back out. And she's gonna run inside. She's not
Oh my
waiting for
gosh.
anybody to stop her. She just goes.
Let's just keep
Great.
going.
Are you
We'll
guys gonna
catch
keep? You guys gonna go ahead?
Well,
Is IK within, like, can you see it from here? Will Viola likely get lost if she doesn't have the group?
No, because if you turn a bit and go down another road, there's some more of these smaller shops, and then there's another decently sized building. You're kind of seeing the shade of it further down. So she should be able to, but we may or may not do a perception for fun.
I mean, Viola's the only one that needed to go to IK. Why don't we just lie to her and tell her we went?
She'll still want to go, and we'll still have to wait on it.
Well,
He's right.
so then going ahead of time, we'll still have to wait on it.
Would you rather wait out in the middle of the street or inside store?
Both are dreadful options.
I don't like waiting either, so I understand.
Where are you
We
guys
should also
headed, the three of
find
you?
dinner at some point.
Dinner
Well,
at the
oh, they'll
tavern,
have
don't
it
we?
for us.
That was included.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot we did that.
So
I paid for that.
Oh,
you pay
well,
I'll be there to
You
get it.
paid
We
the whole
could-
6 silver?
yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, we could. There might be some things that could be good to get from Walmart, since a lot of our things got damaged.
I mean, nothing of my stuff that was damaged would they have. So yeah.
I didn't lose much.
Hmm.
What do you need to replace, Beau?
Well, actually, I
That's
don't
okay.
really have anything either. I just figured
Oh.
one of you might. Don't you write letters still? I imagine
Yeah.
your paper's not doing that great.
Well, it was just a few pieces of blank parchment, so there was no ink that could run or anything.
All right.
It dried with the books.
Hmm.
I mean, I can always stock up, but I don't need to. And Snow sits down in the middle of the road or wherever we are and just opens up his backpack to see how much parchment he has left.
Oh, do you think that they?
Sure.
Off to the side, not in the middle of the road. You're asking
Do
to
you
get
think they
run
buy
over.
things from that place? I have
Parts coming
a
through, kind of
bow
veering
that I
around
don't
him,
really use.
giving him side eye.
He didn't notice.
Nope, not even once.
I have 5 pieces of parchment left. I'm good for now.
Do you have any letters to
I-
write, Beau?
No. Do any of you have a use for a bow? A short bow?
I mean, you're short, Beau.
Thank you. Snow couldn't say it because we're like the same height. I was just like, please say
He's
it.
like 1 inch taller than Snow.
Acceptable, but take inspiration, because I can't do
please,
not
tall
inspiration.
person. Please say it.
He's been waiting to say that since we had the talk about the arrow.
I just
You're a
sold the sword,
monster.
so
I'm just stating the obvious. We do have a use for you. You're very useful to have around.
Okay, but this, and he reaches into his bag and he pulls out the extra thing. Do we have any use for this?
I mean, I got a crossbow already. I mean, you have a crossbow sometimes too.
Oh, do we have any poisons?
You're so good at humor when you try. You should try more often. Yes, we do. We have a
I
couple.
prefer dead burn.
Because I also have some arrows. We can poison them up a little bit.
I mean, yeah. You can't do that really in advance though, because it'll dry.
Well, I mean, yes, but
I mean, we could also just do that with like a dagger, and you can throw daggers really well. So I don't know
I
if we need
tried
to keep the
coding
short
one of
bow just for
these,
that.
and he just makes one of his daggers.
I just drip it on the blade. It's fine.
Or just use a normal dagger. You have a few of those, don't you?
We'll have one of those. They don't have the same kind of range.
I
So
mean,
wait.
if you want the gold from the short bow, then sell it. Otherwise, I don't know. It's not really worth it.
If we're saying the goblins are taken care of, we're taking care of IK right now, Helena's taken care of, or are we basically just leaving tomorrow morning?
I want to stop by the Peace Watch. I need to tell him a few things, and then...
Okay, then, well, I guess it probably wouldn't help. I was gonna say we could go track down that girl's parents while we wait for Viola, but then she'll be lost when she's
no.
done.
Yeah.
I
That'll
think
probably
it'll
take too
just
long.
be a minute or two.
An hour later.
Speaking of Viola, so Viola, you walked up to the Walmart, and the gnomish gentleman is waving furiously, and actually opens the door for you to head inside. It's been a little bit, but it's just like you remember. The stores are generally pretty standard in their layout. So you've got a number of smaller counters where people are taking coin for goods. Some people, the customers, have like these large wagons, these large carts that they are just like pushing through or dragging through with just piles of clothing and boxed up goods that's, they're just getting them all handled. If you're just kind of window shopping, you're just kind of browsing the aisles, you find, of course, the clothing, and they have a nice range of like pretty common to some like almost fine clothing. It kind of mimics the fine clothing. Like they've added some little trinkets to make it look a little nicer while still being the like standard clothing price. So it's like great deals on looking great. They've got shoes, they've got jewelry and accessories. There's an area where they've got like home goods. You can get tables and chairs all separate. Some of them a little bit, some assembly required, just so they're easy to ship. If you name it, they've got a very good assortment. It's not the same as if it were in like a major city. Like, it's not like the one in Ashvane, but you can't fault them for it. It's a very nice Walmart. Is there anything that caught your eye you wanted to purchase, or were you just perusing?
She would have looked through like the clothing and jewelry. She would have looked through paper items like parchment and journals and things like that. She would have also gone, because if she remembers correctly, the one that she used to go to has like a cosmetics section. And she's gonna go and look and see if she can find some of that stuff that the other girls were putting on their fingernails.
Ah, the varnish. Very good. Yes, there is in that same section where they have the makeup. They have special applicators and brushes. They've got the whole nine there. So you do find, it's not a huge assortment, but you find a number of varied colors. Most of them are kind of like nude tones of different degrees, but there's a couple that it seems like they were shelling out with a little extra fun pigments. So you see a bright purple one, and you see a couple of yellowish with some flecks of glitter and shine in them. Those seem to be the assortments for today for the nail varnish.
She's gonna pick up the yellowish one with the flecks of like sparkles that looks kind of goldish and check the price on it.
That'll run you 13 silver pieces.
Okay, and then she's also gonna look and see if they have like a darker one, like a black or a gray or a red.
Yeah, they don't have those particular outstanding colors at this one.
Is there like a really one of the darker nude colored ones?
Yes.
Okay, she's gonna grab one of those.
Okay. The nude tones range between like 2 silver and like 10. So that darker, deeper one, the one you picked up is like 8.
And then she'll just take those and head up towards the counter to check out.
Beautiful. There's a very kind, older human female. It's taking a few minutes. It took you longer to wait in the line than it did to go window perusing. But eventually you get out. She'll take the money, smile, can't wait to see you again soon, and send you on your way outside.
Thank
Where the
you very
others are planning to put poison on arrows and daggers.
When Viola gets out and approaches them, she'll hold up the 2 bottles. Ste'yn, I got nail polish. I got this like yellow gold one for me. I tried to find black. They didn't have black. This was the darkest one I could find. But I'm thinking maybe we could take some charcoal from the fire and like grind it up really good and put it in here, and then we can paint each other's nails.
I wear gloves.
It's okay. It's for us. It's not for anybody else. We don't do things to make us beautiful for other people. We do it for ourselves.
You do?
Preach, sister friend.
Yeah, it's just to make you feel good.
Inspiration.
Thank you. We don't need to impress anybody
Yeah.
else. So, on to Ike.
Yes.
Yes.
Did I miss anything exciting as they start walking?
And off you walk.
No.
Snow stands up, dusts himself off with getting like the road dust off of himself. He's already like reorganized his entire backpack 3 times.
2 IKs. It's not much further down this other part of the road, and as you approach, you're a little surprised. The store front, it's a decent height. It's just a very plain looking building as you get up closer to it. But you do see that it reaches back. At a point though, it looks like it's still kind of semi under construction perhaps, or just the further back part of the building is just kind of blocked off from customers as they're continuing to beautify or whatever the case may be. You get to the front and you see painted in like beautiful kind of almost calligraphy. You can see where it reads Ike-A in common. And there's like a little bit of what appears to be some kind of magical something to it that's making it sort of glow a little bit, which looks nice as the sun is setting or getting near to setting. You walk up, you walk in. Inside the doors, there's 2 people. One is a human, one is a gnome. Both are currently speaking to some customers who are actually appear to be on their way out. They've got a couple of bags with them. Don't seem to be full of a ton, but they've got a couple of bags. And they're talking to the 2 people up front. And you can overhear them being asked questions, and they're having their own conversations. Are you listening into that, or are you guys heading right on in?
Viola wants to just take a glance. Do either of them resemble Gary, like look like they might be his dad? Mr. Allen, I believe.
They don't have that particular kind of feature, either one of them. Or at least, certainly not the gnome. He's not gnomish. But the human also does not appear to have that feature. He does seem to be an older man, both of them. And they are kind of, like, they're not acting old. They just have, face got the wrinkles and the crow's feet, but they don't look like they're necessarily related.
Viola will probably just keep going then and start exploring.
Okay. You walk in, and the way that Walmart is kind of like controlled chaos in their rows and their sections, Ike A's has like these beautifully marked like halls almost going down one way, and you can see exactly like between stands that indicate what section you're in and what appears to be writing on the actual floor tells you like what area you are now walking through, if you couldn't tell. And it seems to be like almost like a guided tour. So you go down one way and you're coming across more of those like home goods, home organizations. You have these individual pieces in these lines. You go down another way and it's like specific rooms of your house. There's like these various bathroom models and these various bedroom models. And what stands out is that everything is marked as being fully customizable. They have both non-magic and magical accessories. They have anything you might be looking for. They mention easy travel, leave with your goods immediately, easy setup at home, or have one of our handy gnomes work magic in your home and set it all up for you. And it all feels very, very personable. There's people in any given aisle who are waving at you, asking if you have any questions, happy to show you their assortments and how these various things work. So
Beau is
you've
trying
got-
to look as off-putting as possible so that they don't approach.
Give me an intimidation check.
13.
Every time they approach your group, they immediately look at any one of the other three. And not a single one of them ever looks you in the eye. They smile generally in your direction, but do not look you in the eye, though. So yeah, you've got furniture areas, you've got the organization, shelves, cupboards, accessories, there's traveling gear, all manner of things. You don't see anything regarding like weaponry or armor, things like that. It's mainly things involving the home, which is similar to Walmart.
Alright, where's like the review box or something? Isn't that why we're here? Or do we have to talk to somebody?
We don't necessarily have to talk to anybody. I wouldn't mind talking to Mr. Allen if we see him, but I mean, who knows if he's actually here or not.
We could ask somebody.
Yeah, that was my thought when we get back around to the front. Did we see any cart type situations in the travel stuff? I'm assuming no, but just in case.
Build a cart.
Yeah, man, totally. They're
Every
not like
piece
the
of a
big
cart.
build it together yourself. The wheels are there. They do have some. They seem like some pretty simple traveling carts, probably more so intended for like the city or the town versus like here's a nice sturdy one for travel.
Yeah, probably not here. For
Well,
it,
I think
find
I've
somewhere else.
seen just about everything I need to see if we want to head back to the front and look for the review box.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Is
You guys
there-
make your way back up.
Oh, here. So, like, was there like weaving and all that other stuff in order to get where we are?
There was a whole like you're gonna follow the path. There are like shortcuts, right? They have other paths, but you see the arrows showing like, okay, you can come down this way. It's just everything is organized, very clean and organized, and very clean, purposely used.
I was
Very
gonna
clean
straight
store.
line it to the to the place.
Viola's following the entire path.
You go through the entire path. You make sure you've seen all that you need to see. You are keeping your promise to Gary. Give me a perception check, Viola.
We get up to the front and Beau's standing there tapping his foot with his arms crossed.
He was just planning on walking up shelves if needed.
Perception, that's gonna be a 9.
Yeah, you go through the various aisles. The big difference appears to be price range and like customizations, but it's kind of all a little bit overwhelming. Just not what you were, not what you're generally expecting. So it's kind of hard to kind of focus on any given thing. So you go through it all and make your way back out. As you guys are heading towards the exit again, the gnome sees you approaching and flags you down, and you see him holding a little card in his hand. It's the only one in his hand, but he's waving you down. Hello. Did you enjoy everything?
We did. Thank you very much. Is that a review card?
Well, so to speak. I've got just a couple of questions if you didn't mind, since we're, really trying to bolster the store some. And so we, of course, want our customers' feedback. Would you mind just a minute?
No, of course not.
Yes.
Fantastic. What was that?
No, Beau just mumbled yes that he minds.
He's gonna kind of pretend he didn't hear it.
You can go wait outside.
So he turns to you, Viola, and he's gnomish, and so he's looking a good distance up at you, but he's got a big smile kind of creasing his face. Pleasure to meet you. Oh, what was your name, ma'am?
Viola.
Viola. Fantastic to meet you. My name is Toli, and I am the manager of this particular store, a good friend of Ike Allen, who runs all of our stores, an amazing and wonderful man, just a good heart and soul. So if you have just a second, can you just describe to me your shopping experience today?
Oh, it was quite exciting. I normally shop at Walmart, so this was quite the change of scenery. It was exciting to look. I mean, we are travelers, adventurers, so we don't really have a need for these sort of things. I'm friends with Ike's son, Gary, and so he had actually asked us to come
In the
and
background,
check the
Beau's
place
like-
out.
So you said you're adventurers. Did you see that we have a traveling gear section with fully customizable tents? We even have, we know you guys pick up some things that may not be always safe on the road. It could be anything from parchment to write to loved ones at home. It could be maps and scrolls. We do have custom scroll and map cases that you can use. There's an activation for a type of spell, a type of magic, and you can make it look exactly how you'd like.
What about a bag of holding?
So we don't have precisely that, but if that is something that our customers want, that is something
There
that
is
we can
no
certainly try and
place
get our hands.
on this.
So add that as a suggestion that we have to
Done. Bags of
incorporate
holding.
that into your inventory.
A
Excellent.
very hot item for adventurers.
Noted.
Would definitely like to take a look at these cases, though.
Oh, sure. Did you want to head back in? I'd be happy to show you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait,
And
what
he
were the
starts
cases
walking.
for again?
Maps and scrolls.
He follows him.
Yeah, I follow.
Fantastic. And he starts going. And as he's going, he's pointing out some more customizable items until you guys reach the traveling gear and adventuring gear. And he takes one of these cylindrical leather items off of one of the racks. And he shows it to you, and it's like this kind of reddish toned leather, but it's completely plain. And then he takes out from inside of it where it was stored this, it almost looks like a stencil-y kind of tool. And he says, and watch this. And he starts kind of drawing along it, and he starts writing in this gnomish lettering. And if you don't quite like how it came out, you made a little misstep, just rub your hand right over it, and he does. And in the same way, like, you know how when you're rubbing over fabric, if you rub one way, it kind of looks different. So he rubs his hand over it, the entire design is gone. And then he starts drawing this kind of like childish looking flower, just thinking of something to draw offhand. Nope, don't like it. And then it's gone. He does it one more time, kind of writing Viola's name. He writes Viola's name on this scroll. And he says a word in Gnomish. And when he removes his hand, it kind of looks like that drawing settled into the leather. And when he rubs his hand over it, it doesn't go anywhere. It's on there designed. It's fully customizable however you need to really suit your adventuring party.
That's so cool.
How much
Nice.
is it?
Each one of these is 3 gold.
How much can fit inside of it?
Believe it holds up to 5. It's otherwise a standard map thing. I think it holds 5 pieces of parchment.
Does
I
it
can
protect
double-check.
them from elements like water or...
Fire.
That's the case. That's what it's needed for. Now, don't go, keeping it underwater for a month or anything, and don't hold it in a kiln, but you can definitely keep it safer than it otherwise would be.
So water resistant then.
That's a great way to put it.
A cylindrical leather case can hold up to 10 rolled up sheets of paper or 5
10.
rolled up sheets of parchment.
There you go.
So it depends on what it's written on. You want this for your maps, Beau?
I can't afford it.
Well, thank you.
Oh, yes, certainly. If you don't mind my asking, is there something about the design that would keep you from this purchase today?
I just don't have any maps or scrolls, so...
That'll do it. And he'll start to put it away. What did you say, Ste'yn?
It would be good to have for our party group, so I'll get one.
Oh, wonderful. Fantastic.
Get the one with Viola's name on it.
Oh, obviously.
Now, if you need this, once it's set, it's generally going to be set. I'll probably have to... I'd want you to be able to personalize it yourself. We have folks that we can send this back to and get this all cleaned up and ready. But if you want a fresh one, and he pulls a different one from it, there's also a variety of colors. So this one is that reddish, then they have some more that's a little more like kind of standard brown, some
me
that
out of black.
darker. Black?
Is the one that you've already written on at a discount since we can no longer customize it?
I mean, I was gonna send it back to our fantastic
Think about the savings of time.
arcanists, but
The time, and surely it costs to drive it back and forth.
sure. How's about instead we do it here?
What about
Uh,
2 gold pieces?
2 gold it is.
Well, it's originally 3. He said originally 3.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's been getting him down a whole gold price
It's
so far.
just the room
Heck yeah.
all over again.
Exactly.
Deja
It
vu.
works so far. 2 gold. He kind of takes something out of his pocket, like a little like ticket looking thing, kind of writes on it, puts it in there, hands it to you guys. And have you also seen, you guys, are any of you skilled in herbalism or alchemy, anything like that?
Not currently. Do you have a book telling how to?
Well, what we do have, and he starts walking you guys as he's explaining, over in our fine kitchen and cooking and utensils and such area, we also provide fully Ike A owned and created cauldrons that are able to create various potions and such. So even if you're not quite skilled, there's if you're very careful, and we do provide instructions for you, you'd be able to make your own potions. Each one is individualized to a certain type. So currently we have healing potion, we have a climbing potion, and we have a comprehension potion, all fitted together in a kit.
Wait, so you buy the kit and the cauldron separately?
No. So you would purchase the cauldron, which includes the kit, which is the cauldron itself, the ingredients, and then the tools you would need for creating the potion. All you would need to do is happily restock with us in these finely found potion ingredients, and then just do regular maintenance on your cauldron. It'll last you a lifetime. And one of our professionals would be happy to do the maintenance for you.
So
Well, for our healing potion, it's gonna be, so it's 35 gold for the kit, plus an additional 20 with the ingredients that come with it. So it'd be a total of 55 gold. Additional ingredient packs are 15 gold each, but the ingredients you get with the starter kit gives you 2 doses of your potion.
So what about we set up like a little bit of a deal? So what if we helped you out with your brand recognition a little bit? We're pretty well known, so we'll let people know where to get their cauldrons and adventuring stuff at the old Ike A's around, and then you could just lower that price a bit more.
I'm afraid I can't control the price that much, especially with these. These are patented made by the Bourne family themselves. Amazing inventors. So I'm afraid I can't budge on this price. But think about it this way. For the price of the kit, you'd essentially get you've got 2 healing potions right there. Boom. And then the cost of the additional ingredients is already less than you'd be spending for a healing potion.
Can we buy just the ingredients?
You
said that
could.
was 15 gold, right?
Correct. But they are created in such a way to go with the cauldron, so I can't promise the proficiency of the potion itself.
What about payment plans?
Roll back.
We can keep this on hold for you in time for the Harvest Lamps Festival, and you come pick it up. Or we ship it directly to you for a small fee. Sure, we can do a holding.
We're not holding, like we take it now and we pay it off over a couple of weeks.
The only issue with that is that we would have to have some certification as to where you were in order to ensure the payments. And we don't have that quite set up just yet. Once we grow larger, we will be able to do that.
Well, we do know the owner's son. He's
really?
located right with us. He's best friends with Viola.
Give me a persuasion check.
Viola said
I'm using my inspiration, letting you know that.
I
I want this to
Go for
happen.
This is so overpriced, guys.
So that's gonna be a 11 plus 7, that's 18 plus 6. So 24 with psionic.
Okay. I can't change official rules for our location without consulting the head of our company.
Great, bring him in.
But he's not here.
That's totally understandable.
But if you do know his son, we can have this conversation. We'll discuss it. We'll make sure he knows, since, the goal is to have him having his own store one day. He can get in touch with you and we can go from there. And maybe we will be able to work a little something out.
Excellent.
That sounds great. Is there anything else?
If there's anything else you need, you just tell me. I'm sure we've got it.
I think we're good, but thank you very much for your kindness.
Absolutely.
Have a
And
fabulous day. I hope business is booming.
thank you so much. And thank you for stopping by. We appreciate your business.
Well, don't you have to check us out with the box?
Oh, they'll help you up front. And you guys are kind of doing that goodbye and walking in the same direction thing.
Oh, so he is walking away.
He's got
In
a
the same
job to
direction.
do.
Yeah, we're just.
No, I mean he's walking with
Yeah,
them right now.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. Beau would like
Okay.
to sleight of hand the cauldron.
Don't.
The
I knew you were gonna
whole
say that.
pot.
Well, yeah, just into his backpack or into his bag. He's just gonna.
It's bigger than this, but it's not like a witch's brew cauldron that makes a bunch. It makes
And
enough for 2
Viola
doses.
sees that she's gonna try and stop him.
Yeah.
Beau, you can roll a dexterity sleight of hand check. Viola, you can roll perception. I don't know if she'd in honesty, is she expecting something like that she would be keeping an eye out?
No.
I'll let you roll at disadvantage, but you can roll a perception.
So that is 22, or it could go up to 26 with psionic.
Cross off your
I got a
die.
19 and then I got a 4. So I got an 8.
Am I crossing it off so that I avoid what's his face's detection?
You're crossing it off in order to succeed.
Okay, yeah, sweet.
Yeah, you are able to kind of just nab one of these little cauldrons.
And the recipes with it, like
a
the whole
box.
package. Oh, okay, it's a box.
The starter box has
Yeah.
the little cauldron. It has the package with the ingredients, and you see the title of it that it says "Easy Make Coven." You now have one for yourself.
I love it.
Now, I did say there was an assortment of them
He was just
So-
grabbing whichever one was.
that he had just like put.
Like
back.
he would be aiming for the one that has healing.
Okay. Okay. So you guys make your way back up front. You pay for the actual. Okay. For the 2 gold, you now have a scroll case that says Viola on it in this old gnomish man's handwriting. By this point, it is definitely starting to get dark as you make your way back outside, and the old gnomish man and the human wave goodbye to you. Where are you guys going?
I
Do
feel
we-
like it's a bit late to go to the Peace Watch.
We can go there in the morning before we leave.
If we're leaving in the morning,
Sounds good.
do we want to make sure that family's gonna be ready?
I suppose it probably should. tell
Or
them in
actually,
advance.
before we get too committal, what if we check and see about a whole horse carriage situation?
I figured we could ask the Peace Watch too, because they might be willing to help. But other than that,
Sure,
maybe
Novices.
someone at the inn knows something
Ooh,
about a horse. we could-
Actually, got an idea for the Peace Watch. We could tell them that we work for the Peace Watch back in the Guardianship. So it wouldn't be them selling it to us, it would just be a loaner.
I mean, aren't we kind of anyway?
Yeah,
I
I
that's
don't
what
really get
we're...
how job works, but you know.
I mean, we aren't technically Peace Watch there, but and he pulls out the 2
No,
badges.
but it's like close
But
enough.
we could pass off as Peace Watch from there now.
I'm not a good liar, so I shouldn't be involved in that. But you do you, Beau. As long as we return the horse and cart to the rightful people, I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
I mean, we
and
can just leave it with the Peace Watch at Grotty Minnow.
Mhm.
It's all the same. So do we want to do that first, or do we want to go talk to the family first?
well, if we think it's too late to talk to them, then I guess we could start with the family.
Well, we could just
Alright.
peek when we get to the inn, see if people are out and about or not.
So what are we
They're
doing
right.
first?
I think
They're
family.
right by
Family.
the inn, aren't they?
Family.
The little refugee place is like,
Yeah, they're off
Back
tucked
from
away
the
in the
inn.
corner where it's hard to see them.
you know.
So on our way to the inn, check and see if
We can find.
they're still out and about or if it looks like they're all sleeping over there.
I think we only saw the child. We don't know what her parents look like or anything. We're just looking for some little kid.
We'll look for her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys head away from Ike. Give another friendly wave goodbye to the greeter at the Walmart, who even through the door, you can see it's kind of started to slow down and wrap up. And you guys make your way back to the Stout Watchman.
On our next tale.
George, we're
to meet you,
looking
Snow.
around for some child. Probably about 10 or 11. Yay, hi. She had hair.
Vivia?
It's the Towering
Yeah.
Papooses! Oh, wait. What did I call you again?
Not
The-
that.
We're just adventurers.
The Papoose Adventurers. Is he talking about me?
I'm
Yeah.
afraid he doesn't have tact.
He's not very good with kids either, so it makes it double bad. Beau, wait 1 second.
We even found a horse sitting out there. He was injured, so we had
You
to
did?
disable him.
Would you
Yeah.
mind explaining to me what this horse looks like?
He looks over at the others. She's excited about horses.
Are you all celebrating then? What's happening
oh,
here?
yeah.
Are we gambling?
Ste'yn, come on, you gotta get in on this.
Come on.
She'll take out 5 gold and put it on
Sit
the
down.
table.
Look at her gambling.
Yeah.
Finally, I knew you'd come around.
Either you have plenty and you can sweeten the pot, or you're just a liar.
You made us proud.
You're proud of me?
We're always proud of you.
Yes.
No one said that before.